So how to read or how to study? What I say is collect the previous questions first and find out the areas, just like how I described the key topics. Find the key topics and read those key topics. uh, the reading, it should not be like how you read for your descriptive pattern exam. Find out points, just the points which can or which they can ask us a question, and memorize those and make a small note for all those things. Okay, don't spend hours and hours digging in big textbooks. Instead, spend quality time reading the old question papers and find out relevant topics, or read relevant topics which you feel that you are not very good at, or which you feel that I don't know anything about this particular topic. Those topics you can just refer some textbooks which you feel it is easier for you to understand the topics, rather than mugging up all the stuff. You can have a slight bit of understanding that will make the things easier for you. So don't start with textbooks. That's the common mistakes you make, whether for oral surgery, anatomy, or anything. Don't never start with textbooks. Start with previous questions first. Then you can choose whether you have to read a textbook or for this particular topic. You listen each and every other time when you're revising all. Then search for the topics which you want to actually read, and then read only those particular key topics or particular topics which you actually don't have any idea about. Okay, so as far as possible, stick on to the previous year's question papers and what stuff they have asked. Okay, after you have completely done with the previous year's papers and all, you're good with it, you can spend some 2 or 3 days time reading the textbooks and all, noting down few extra points. And reading textbooks is very helpful when it comes for your pictures, because the pictures are directly picked from some textbooks. So, but otherwise, I would never tell you to start reading the textbooks first. Okay, so stay focused with what kind of questions has been asked. Then you check in the textbook for similar patterns or similar areas where the similar pattern questions can be or may be asked. Okay, so that's how you do it for any subject. So surgery also you do like that. Okay, and some instruments and all, if you don't understand what the instrument is, try to search for a picture or try to search for some clinically relevant things which will help you to understand how this particular instrument works. Because those things, if you see once, it will stay in your mind and study. I'll just show you one of few questions which I was asked in recent days, and I'll tell you how to read and how to relate to that. Okay, in this year's question, this year's paper, identify the instrument in implant kit. Okay, so this was the question they had asked. So when such question comes, you don't just by heart what this picture is. If they have tilted the picture, or if they have rotated the picture, then you will get confused. Next time the question comes with the picture which is rotated, you will get confused. So don't by heart the pictures. Rather, I'll show you the area. You should be able to identify and know what all other stuff is related to this particular instrument or this particular area. So this is a picture in which there's an implant. Obviously, there's an implant in the patient's mouth, and onto which some attachments have been kept. Okay, so think what it can be. So it can be, can it be an attachment to which the crown sits? Can it be? Anyone? Can you message in the answer and the chat box? What do you think? What kind of stuff is it? So something is kept extra onto the implant which is lying inside the bone? Anyone? Any guesses what this can be? You can type in the chat box. Okay, I'll just explain it to you. I think the problem is that because this is a this is a part, implant is a part which is not you might not have the clinical exposure, or you have seen this, or you might actually have not read about it, because it is not very relevant or important in case of your normal BDS curriculum. So I'll just draw and explain few stuff from this. So suppose this is a bone block. Okay, so what do? We place an implant. Okay, what we do is, I'm just showing you, I have drilled a hole like this. It will be something like this, isn't it? So the implant is within the bone. This is the first phase. Next, what I do is I cover the gingiva. I put two sutures. I put two sutures here and there, and then I send the patient. So this is what we do in the first sitting of implantology. You drill a hole, so it is called osteotomy. So you do the osteotomy and then you implant in. Okay. Next, what do? The patient comes back to you after 3 to 6 months, depending on what kind of bone. So based on healing, we plan for there will be a small screw which will go inside like this. So there is a cover screw there, and next what you're doing is, when he or she comes after 3 or 4 months or 6 months, whichever time period you have planned, you will remove the gums. You will open it, then this particular screw here, you will unwind and remove it. So I am removing the screw. So it has been 6 months, and now what I do is I place something called as a healing cap. So healing cap is like bigger screw which goes into this and tighten it. And what does the healing cap do? The cap will allow the gums to heal. So the gums will be around the healing cap like this. So gums will heal, and it will heal in such a way that it helps in forming the emergence of the crown, which we are going to place later. So this is what is healing cap. So told healing cap. So healing cap is a very small thing. It will be slightly above the gums. So somewhere of this height, just have a look at this picture. Somewhere of this height only the healing cap will come. Okay, very small one. So it will be something like this, projecting out, so that the shape of that gums is maintained. Okay, so that is something called as healing cap. Now after healing cap, what we have to do is some 10 to 20 days or 10 to 15 days, the healing cap is placed, the gingiva is round or contoured now properly. Then we will do, what we will do is we will take a impression, or we will make an impression of that particular area. So what we do is we place something like this. Two posts, you remove the healing cap and you place, there are two implants in this particular picture. So I have placed, or I have shown the picture with two impression post. Okay. So what I have shown in this pictures is impression post. So how does it work? When you're taking an impression, this is getting transferred in the impression, you can place an abutment and then you can fabricate the crown as you normally fabricate for any normal crown preparation or normal crown. Similar way, this abutment they can use in the lab, and they can mill the abutment, shape it, and onto the this is, got it? This is your healing cap. From healing cap, you move on to, you remove the healing cap, place the impression post, then, or impression post, or it is also called as the transfer copings, and then you can make an implant analog. So this represents an implant, or this is going to replicate your implant. The your laboratory works is carried out. So you have an abutment fixed onto it, and then onto it the crown. So these are the various other associated picture-based questions which they can ask. So you club and you take everything together, understand the concept, then you can try to solve the new question. Implant is an area where you have no idea. So try to collect the idea, and you know, when you go through the pictures and when you understand that, okay, these stuff are these, it is easier for you to answer these questions. So I'll just show you the answer. It is torque wrench racket. Now I didn't tell you what is torque wrench yet. So what is torque wrench? So it carries a driver, and the implant is driven inside using the torque wrench. So what do you mean by driven inside? So when I drew the picture, I told you that into the bone we do an osteotomy, and in which the implant is kept. So you have to drive it in. You have to drive it in. So you have a driver here. You can use your finger. Initially, you can use your finger, but once it gets more tight or more resistance is felt, you can use this thing. It is a wrencher. So it helps you to, you know, you can wrench, or you can drive it inside with the help of this wrencher. Now, why is it called torque wrench racket? Now, the torque wrench means you can set the torque. If you can see in this picture, 0, 15, 25, 35, 50 and all. So what is it meant, or what does it mean? So it means that you can see how much Newton of force you are applying. So torque wrench helps you to identify how much of force you are using, or how much of torque you are using to drive the implant inside. So that is a torque wrench racket. So what I am conveying you, or what I am telling you is, you get this question, you should always, you know, study few things which is related to this particular question also. Then only this question also will remain in your mind. Okay, don't just mug up this question and move on. Study some key topics related to it. And when you have an exam which is coming after 11 months, you have got time for doing this. When you're doing a crash batch, you have only 4 or 5 months. You cannot do all these things. You have to just mug up, and you have to study whatever extra 2 or 3 points which you get from some MCQ text guides or some materials from entrance coaching centers and all. But right now you have plenty of time. You can research, and you can find out few pictures from whichever textbook, or whichever you know, the simplest book. Don't go for a big book and all. Try to collect data from the simplest book, and that should help you to retain or remember whatever you have studied. Okay, only studying that particular question won't help you to recollect it. Okay, so you have to read few topics regarding this. Okay, so we just discussed about impression post. We did talk about healing abutment. And now this picture shows the picture here shows the implant analog within the cast which has bone, and this is the implant, this is the abutment, and onto which the crown is there. Okay, so all these things we have just discussed. So this is how the torque wrench actually works. So there is an implant, supposedly it's somewhere here, it is inside the bone, and we are driving it inside. Okay, so clear. So this is how you should be studying this particular question.